Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Snow, and today we're going to go over the latest developer's log for Sorticon Valeria. The timing of this is absolutely perfect because we're just on the cusp of the 6-month anniversary, because the half-year anniversary for Sorticon Valeria is this week. So this is a pretty exciting time for the game, and there's a lot to go over in these developers' notes. So let's just get started. So in their social media posts, they're talking about how their last devlog was 3 months ago. So they wanted to release the devlog number 5 as part of celebrating the global server's half-year anniversary. So they started the devlog with a nice little statement regarding expressing their gratitude for all of us in the community and their players. They go on to say, "Your enthusiastic participation and invaluable feedback have been instrumental in helping us grow and improve every step of the way. Over the last 6 months, we've gathered an incredible amount of suggestions and ideas from Voyagers across our communities and forums. Your voices not only provide the strongest support for our work, but also serve as a driving force behind the continued evolution of the game." So what they're doing in this devlog is addressing some of the common concerns raised by players, as well as share a little bit of their thoughts on what they have planned for the future. So there's 6 primary topics that they go over in the devlog, and we'll go over each of those individually. So the first question is, are there any new development plans for the game's gameplay? So in response to this question, there's 2 main components. The first has to do with Spiral of Destinies. So they're planning to introduce what they're calling a new module for Spiral of Destinies. And this update is meant to provide a more engaging roguelike experience with events and battles in Spiral of Destinies. So this update is meant to go beyond the original storyline and development mechanics. I already really like the Night Crimson storyline and the gameplay. I think it was a much better direction. I think the gameplay is much better as well. It feels more like a standalone game compared to the other versions of Spiral of Destiny before it. They've definitely been incrementally improving the Spiral of Destinies mode and have made it more enjoyable. So I hope they're moving in that direction where they're trying to make Spiral of Destinies feel more like its own game and more like a console game. For a lot of people, Spiral of Destinies is the only reason they're playing the game. So the more console game-like they make that game mode, I think a lot of their players are going to be really happy. I'm really glad to see that one of their primary agendas for updating the game is to expand and improve the Spiral of Destinies mode. So the second part of their development plans for the game is actually really awesome. They want to prepare a new quest system and revamp the reward distributions. Maybe it'll improve the rewards or something like that. The next part is the part that I'm pretty excited about. They plan on introducing a new system where players will be able to obtain legendary characters for free. So certain legendary characters, I should say. It seems like their priority is going to be characters whose banners were skipped, and these characters are not in the summon pool. For example, characters like Shock Lulu. Her banner was skipped, but she's also not in the summon pool. But I know a lot of people have been waiting for her, so getting her for free is a really massive bonus. It means that you don't have to waste any summons to get these characters, which is nice because characters like this aren't really top tier. So you'll be able to save your summon currency for those top tier characters instead. Now, we have no idea when this system will come out. It currently just says these features are actively in development, and we look forward to sharing more details soon. So we'll have to wait and see on this, but this is a great direction, and it will be a great addition to the game. So the next question in the devlog is, are there any plans for new event types or optimizations to existing events? So there is an upcoming event called Bipolar Justice, which was announced during the half-year anniversary special program, and is set to launch at the end of February on February 28th. And this says it will introduce a brand new voting feature, which they're describing as a fresh attempt at diversifying our event formats. I think diversifying the events and making them feel different is really important in these games, otherwise it all ends up feeling the same, and the players will get bored quickly. So I really like that they're trying to collect information to try to see what type of events their players want. So they're finally adding Tower of Adversity to the game, and this is an event we already knew about. This is considered to be challenging content that's endgame style content. They'll also be rerunning events like Universal Derivation and Voyage of Discovery, but they'll also be making ongoing adjustments to these modes and improvements. So question 3 is asking, are there any updates planned for PvP? And it just seems like they're going to do some optimization and improvements in mercenary sparring, and they're going to update and refine the Elysium Smash event. So there's nothing here about anything like real-time arena or a ladder or anything like that. So it seems like they just want to keep the PvP as just for fun, and just making the mercenary sparring and Elysium Smash event a more enjoyable gaming experience. So they don't seem to have any intentions right now to add anything like real-time arena. But it doesn't mean that they wouldn't consider doing that in the future. The next question is, will there be new skins? And they're really broadening their definition of what a skin is with this, because they seem to be including alternate versions of the characters, which, for me, are not skins. Skins to me just refers to cosmetics, whereas alternate versions are an actual full-fledged character. But with their question, they're referring to both. So you can expect to see alternate versions of characters. They're using SP Safia as an example. They say that they're also working on skins for Coco, Agata, Momo, and much more. So they are working on skins for popular characters. I'm always interested to see what they come up with for the skin designs. And please do not disappoint me. Coco, Agata, and Momo are 3 of my favorite characters, so please make them be really good skins. They also have a Tiden skin already made, which is going to be released simultaneously worldwide. And there are other alternate versions of characters in the Chinese version already, so we can look forward to those alternate forms of characters as well. And I'm sure in the future we're going to see a lot more of these alternate versions of characters. I can't wait to see what they come up with for the skins, and see what character will receive an alt form next. So the 5th question is, are there plans to improve some of the less user-friendly systems? And the response is that they are working on optimizations and adjustments to improve systems that Voyagers frequently mention as cumbersome or negatively impacting their experience. And they have a few really great optimizations that they're working on. The first is they're adding a preset feature to enable quick gear switching. This is really useful because there are some events and modes that require you to switch your gear, which makes it really annoying to have to constantly do it. So if you have preset features, it makes it a lot faster to switch the gear from one character to the next. They're also working on making the upgrading process more user-friendly by supporting a faster upgrade function for gear and Tarot Whispers. And lastly, they're going to introduce a combined system for lower-level materials and a breakdown feature for talent materials. They're also looking to add a voice feature so that Voyagers can revisit story more comprehensively, which they're saying will include a character introduction interface in event storylines to help new players better understand the plot. So this is a nice set of optimizations, and anything that makes the game systems more user-friendly is incredibly important. You know, as players, we want to play the game. We don't want to waste time with systems that are cumbersome and honestly, just waste a lot of time. So streamlining the gaming experience won't just help with gameplay satisfaction, it will help with player retention. So I'm glad they're looking at systems in the game and streamlining them to give a better overall experience. And the last question is about the storyline of Night Crimson, because a lot of people liked it. Will there be more updates to the story in the future? And again, this was kind of discussed already before, but they are planning to continuously expand the Spiral of Destiny's content, and that includes expanding and adding in new stories. They've also received feedback regarding monetization of content, localization quality, and operational services enhancements. And they say that these are areas that will continue to be adjusted and optimized in future updates. They also say that they're actively working on collab events, which I know a lot of people like collabs, and they're always asking for them to be put in these games. So if you like collabs, that's something you could look forward to. And they ended the devlog by thanking players for their feedback and continued support. They've also expressed their commitment to moving forward with this game and providing better content and services for their community, as well as just providing an overall better experience for players. Overall, I think this was a really good developer's notes. There's a lot in here that we can look forward to, and if they follow through with everything that they've said in this devlog and what they promised in this developer's log, I think this game will have a very bright future. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.